For example, right, we're talking about like Instagram and the change of terms of service and how you sent that to me so I can go look at it. And I appreciate you looking out for me, right? So if I were to be responding to, that and also just happen to be cutting an apple, right? Then I think I'll send that to you like right as I record it and also put it on YouTube. But if I'm just randomly doing something, I'll just talk like I'm talking to you and then I'll put it on YouTube. I think that's what we'll do. I tell you that my DMs take about 2 hours to answer. Like if I like use Instagram daily and just answer my DMs, it takes me 2 hours. And then I have to post and that takes about an hour. So it can take about 3 hours a day if I'm really focusing on Instagram. Yes. People like to cut these into eighths. I just cut them flat, right? Just cut them flat, and then once you get this, just who cares? Who cares? Now we have little slices, right? Now we have variety. We have like plate-shaped apple slices, and then we have stick-shaped apple slices. I mean, that's variety, right? Keeps on being a spoon in the sink. Am I losing my mind? Am I going senile, or am I like being gaslit by like my roommates, but who just are leaving like one single thing in the anyways, we got this, so we're gonna like scoop out peanut butter and we're gonna put it in that, and then we're gonna spread it with the knife. That's what's going on with people who are pretending to care. I think that someone's true character, or maybe not their true character, but whatever they're trying to hide, time eventually like reveals that, right? Like if you're faking who you are, you will lack consistency over time. Does that make sense? Running out of room on my plate, so I guess these are my hors d'oeuvres or whatnot, and these are my dipping sticks, right? So we got a nice mix of classy and trashy, right? Ooh, dipping sticks, right? That's trashy, right? Or do we have to mix this with some gin and vodka to make it trashy? Bananas and strawberries are something I was wondering if you even had in Brazil. I mean, I guess everyone has bananas, but like strawberries, I don't know. Do you have frozen strawberries? Like when you go to the frozen section, right? Do you have like frozen strawberries? I assume you do. Also, have you ever ate frozen grapes? And also, you might wonder what I'm doing. They only take the recycles every 2 weeks, so I have to like cut stuff up so it fits. So for the record, strawberries and bananas, yes. Apples, no, because of texture. Papaya, no, because texture, and also because it's bland, or is that just me? I can't remember. But no papaya. Cantaloupe, also a no. Just mostly melons are a no. Watermelon is so-so. And I think mangoes, you don't love them, but you'll eat them. And so I think you like mangoes more than you like watermelon. This is very time consuming, but there is something satisfying about like taking a big milk jug that takes up a lot of space in your recycles and just like chopping it down into these small little flakes. Anyways, I think we're good here. I think I need to stop. I haven't showered yet because I've been walking around in circles and answering messages in Discord, but I'm totally going to shower next and then go work on more code. I'm excited for where the code base is going. I have over 1,000 filters in PHOSIMP now. There, Goth Ma, I have neglected these beans for at least a week. I lost track. So smelling them, they don't smell bad. Eating one doesn't make me want to puke. So let's just hope that my instincts are correct and this is not going to kill me and give me food poisoning. Beans on their own aren't really good, right? So we're gonna have to like cook this with some bacon. Not doing a very good job with the camera here. I only got 2 hands here. Magic of off-screen knives. I have chopped up the bacon a little bit. Oh man, I decided chopping it up and putting it in here and then frying it up with some cheese is the best way to go. I'm out of milk. This is the last of my coffee with milk. I'm gonna throw some sugar in it. I'm feeling stressed because no milk for coffee just makes me feel like, you know the whole like feast or famine thing with like evolution? I feel like I'm going into the famine phase of just not having the things I want at home to eat. And I'm a little bit stressed. So I don't know, I'm just gonna have to survive like a monk on black coffee, I guess, and just write code. The part about chopping it up all early is like, how the hell do you flip all this so that it gets cooked on all sides? I guess we're just supposed to like scramble it? I don't know. Looks cooked enough, so let's like just throw these beans into that grease. All right, you get the idea. A quick stir. Turn the heat down a little bit here. This is an appropriate amount of cheese, Goth Man. What do you think? Is this appropriate amount of cheese? I think it is. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I want burnt cheese on the bottom of the pan, so why don't we just keep it like this, put the top on, and just wait for the cheese to melt, and then scoop it out. We can start washing some dishes. Pretzels. I think we're gonna be less desperate for food tomorrow if we start to soak our pretzels today so that they cook thoroughly tomorrow. So put that in there, put some water in there, soak 24 hours. Being our disposable oven mitt, let's go check on this. That looks pretty good. All right, turned off the heat. Let's hope we don't throw our camera into this. Oh, we got some cheese stuck on the pan. You can't see it, but we got some cheese stuck there. Oh, well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. There we go. The pan's not looking too bad, right? Throw a little bit of MSG all over that, yeah. Black pepper, yeah. A little bit of garlic, yeah, garlic. Diced tomatoes hanging out with my garlic. Actually, a little bit of diced tomatoes with this would actually kind of like... I kind of want some type of fiber and fruit in here. Tomato is a fruit, right? Let's strain this a little bit. Shake to try to get more out there. Little partition, so now I'm just gonna throw it all in there. Yeah, I think that looks good right there, yeah. So I'm gonna clean this pan by just burning the hell out of it until it smokes too much to where it's gonna set off the fire alarm. Starting to stop sizzling and just start smoking, right? I'm trying to ash everything so I can just scrape it off. Starting to smoke a lot, but unfortunately I can't use this thing that came with the house. Why? Ah! Oh God, oh God, just, yeah, I can't use that. I don't know if it was that good or if I was that hungry or if it was just the right combination of the things that my body wanted, if that makes any sense. We're still kind of cleaning this out. Once it's all black, then we'll turn the heat off and just let it rest. Overheating this pan, why don't we just put a little bit of a paper napkin, paper towel here, just for funsies, and see if we can make it ignite. Is it just gonna ignite? So sometimes at like, they say 451 Fahrenheit, but I put paper in the oven at 451 Fahrenheit. It did not actually turn into flames. It slowly like combusts without flames. Does that make any sense? Mostly black. Look, if I wanted to not clean it in this kind of like chaotic way, then I would get Teflon, right? But you don't get cast iron to like be nice to it. I know some people do, but I don't think that's the point of cast iron. The point of cast iron is to have something strong enough that you can abuse it and it's still there for you. Like really toxic, but hey, look, an abusive relationship with your cast iron, perfectly acceptable, okay? An abusive relationship with people, no, not a good idea. But with cast iron, I will abuse this as much as I want and I won't feel bad about it. I'm a cast iron sociopath over here. We're waiting for this. Let's go clean some more of our dishes. So I got all this junk that I kind of scraped off the pan right here. I think it's time to turn off the heat over here. And why don't we have some fun? Why don't we go get a little bit of water in our pipette? Woo! Yeah, just have some fun. Yeah. Whee! Yeah. Anyways, we should put some water on it, yeah? Cool it off. That way Joey doesn't get burned later. You can kind of see some bubbles down there, right? And the handle here is still hot to the touch, so we'll wait for it to cool down. Here's a dog outside. Hold on. To build a healthy relationship with your children, you got to do a trust exercise. So here's our trust exercise. We're going to use Grandma's very nice ashtray, and we're going to hope that Devin doesn't fucking like flip it all over the place and just leaves the dish where it is. And we're just gonna leave Devin some food, and hopefully Devin doesn't trash the place. Realize that howling at the neighbor's dog is probably not gonna help the accusations that I'm a furry. And people are just gonna have to believe me, right? But in this day and age, people don't believe that stuff, right? Because it's like, oh, if you have 11 Nazis at a table and then one person sits down, well, now you have 12 Nazis at a table, right? So if everyone in my Discord server is a furry, that obviously makes me a furry too, by that logic, correct? Probably one of the things I should not say on the internet, Goth Ma. I know you said I should be less honest about stuff, but here's the thing. Who the hell is going to get that deep into this video besides you? Probably like no one. The only chance that somebody getting that deep into the video would be like after I'm like super famous and rich and crying in a pile of money. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Anyways, we're going to take this tea downstairs and we're going to write more code. Pan's cleaned off. I am going to have to wash it a little bit by hand. Pan's cleaned off. I meant that the pan has cooled off. Oh, no soap, by the way. This actually looks good the way it is. I already kind of scrubbed it with that sponge off camera. Looking pretty good. We should probably re-season it with some oil because we were kind of rough on it. We're going to make sure this water all evaporates. I mean, we can dump off some of that water, right? And then wait till all this goes away. Waiting for this. We're going to put this in the microwave with this little cap on it. And hopefully we don't like make this cap pop off. That would be fun if it did. 3 minutes. Oh my god, that was the wrong button. 3 minutes! A little bit of olive oil. We're gonna toss it on there. It's gonna say throw it on there, put it on there, toss it on there, right? But you get the idea, okay. We're gonna move it around a little bit. We got a spatula to make sure we get it covered. Right, okay. So the surface is covered. And now we're just gonna wait for that to start smoking a bit. Waiting for it to smoke. Right now, we want the oil to start becoming kind of gooey, right? We want the oil to polymerize. And the way you can tell that is happening is when the oil becomes gooey, and you can just look at the way it flows to figure out if that is happening. Water survived. We're gonna make some coffee, instant coffee. I have no more milk, so we're suffering now. We don't have milk, but you know what we do have? We have sugar. Let's go fill up our sugar shaker, which I think it used to be pepper, black pepper, I don't know. Shaker filled up. It is starting to smoke. You see the smoke coming off that? Also, the handle is starting to get hot to the touch. Actually, the oil is not as gooey as I thought it was going to be. Well, actually, that oil is not that gooey, but if you kind of look, you can kind of, if we get the light right, you can kind of see a little bit of gooey covering. Can you kind of see that? Yeah? You see that goo on there? Should be more scientific with how I'm dosing myself because sugar is a drug that will cut up your arteries. But there you go. Let's try not to die. It's been smoking enough. You can kind of see a little bit of a coating, right? Look at that, how it's kind of gooing. You see how it's kind of gooing? You see the goo kind of falling? It's kind of hard, but you can see it, right? It's been sitting there long enough that I think it's time to turn off the heat, and we will get off the excess oil after it's cooled down again. All right, so the pan's cooled down, and so now I'm trying to wipe off the excess oil, and then also might as well kind of get on the inside edges here while we're doing that, so that way, you know, we can get a nice coating of polymerized, I don't know how to pronounce that. When the oil turns into a polymer from getting really hot, whatever that word is. Okay, nice and clean.